And ciao nice people! Welcome to this new stream of game development. As always, we strive to do the most Waldorf games possible. And that's a promise. So, where did we left last time? Well, last time we left in a hurry. And we managed to complete the battle loop. Now there is a win and lose condition. I forgot to do that. No! 1 health point. I forgot to do the mega boom explosion that let us win the game. Unfortunately, it's a little too late for that. Wait, they're aligned. So maybe now it's time for the boom explosion. Let's go. I will tank the damage. And let's go. Super explosion indeed. Wait, I never tried double damage. Maybe this could be a nice moment to check if it works, please. Okay, yeah, it works! It supposedly works! Anyway, we just need to check if the battle can be stopped and restart without problems. Oh, you notice that I added an animation for hitting, but only works on a specific event. We need to parameterize that. Also, before the stream, I was working on the project because I was changing the code to give priority to moves that did not hit other events. So if there's more than one enemy, they will give priority to not hitting the allies, which makes a lot of sense. Considering I did not program friendly fire. Maybe I should. So, I left it incomplete, and we are gonna tweak it today so we can see how the enemy AI works, since I did most of it off stream. It's not that complex. We are gonna do a new one. So, enemy turn AI. I added a bunch of options, mainly these, that when you determine the area that you are hitting, it elaborates every tile to check if there is an event. That event needs to be included in the array of the enemies. So that will let the program know that we are hitting an enemy. And if we are hitting an enemy, which is an ally from the enemy point of view, we will give less priority to the move. We need also to define its hazard on target. Wait, we should change the name. Does walk on hazard. Because first we need to check if the enemy is walking on a hazard. And also, we need to make the enemy take damage when walking on a hazard. Which is not straightforward. First we need to check if the enemy walks, so we can avoid this issue most of the time. So, and later, yeah, we can invert this behavior to check if it works. How do we check if the enemy walked on a hazard? Well, it's not that complex actually. First, let's move on in sections. If has moved to on an hazard. Or we should count the number of hazards. Even better. Hazards stepped on. Okay, even better. So we can set this to 0 by default. We get the hazards on the map. This contains all the hazards we have, ordered by ID. So now we check every tile the enemy is stepping on. I would say it's here in movement range, which is given as a parameter. We can literally copy this loop. We are checking again every tile the enemy steps on to do this specific move. We can have with H. I'm not using H, right? I have too many loops here. Maybe a little too many loops. Nah, it's fine. 0, h less than the length of the movement range, h plus plus. Okay, perfect. So now, for every tile they are stepping, we need to check if there is a hazard on that. To do so, we need to check if there is an event on that tile. So, if there is an event, excluding the event I need to center the map, this one. Otherwise it messes up a lot of things. And we need to give the coordinates to check. We check the coordinates of each step, so it should be movement range, the current iteration, we check the first value. And then we check the second value. Why? If there is an event, so if it's not false, we will add a value here. We can change the name. Hazard walked on. And we increase the value by 1. We should give the right parameter here. Okay, here. That's not really it because I'm missing a step here. If there is an event where they walk on, we need to check if that event is an hazard, if it is contained in the array. So we should maybe first save the value elsewhere. Let event stepped on is this one. If there is one, should we make the same condition? No, I think we should do something like this, because watch, false and true. No, wait, how it is? Hello. I'm missing something. Yeah. I was wondering if this one got grayed out, because usually if the first condition is not met, it will not check the second one. Because if there is no event, I want to check if yeah, because if there is an event, if I try to check if there is a hazard of that ID, I will get an error. That's why, yeah, it's better if I do them separated. Why is there an error? Ah, yeah, here. So maybe it was right. Never mind. Okay. So first we check this, and then we check another one, just to be sure. So if hazard array contains the event we stepped on. If it's defined, that means we walked on an hazard. And so the enemy should consider that. Okay, we got it. Now, we send this parameter in the return array as a fifth parameter. And now we go into the calculations. So, I change the parameters here. I send all the possible futures that the move can take, and the type of AI, which is a container of parameter. The distance, if can target give priority to target's event, and if give priority to avoid hazards. There should also be. Wait, didn't I already do something of the sort? Wait, in the movement range, I add a value of that sort, right? Here I return hazard severity for every route. No, for every node in the root. So yeah, I return it as a third value. I don't really want to elaborate it again. So it's saved here in the movement range. Is this considered in the result? Do I return the movement range? No. But reaching that tile is defined in the movement range here. We already have that value here. We already have it. So we don't need to calculate all of this. Well, we need to calculate all of this elsewhere. So let hazard severity is already stored in the value in movement range. To be specific, movement range I on the parameter 5, if I remember correctly. I need to check. Hazard severity here. Well, maybe at this point it's better to calculate it here though, because here I know the path I'm taking. But maybe here, I think optimization wise, I need to calculate it only once for tile. Here I calculate for each skill for each tile, so that's probably not the best optimal way. So yeah, we are doing it in another way. So let's see. We calculate it on data movement. Here. The hazard severity is stored in the third value, not fifth. Okay, here. We also show it just to be sure it works, even if there is no value for now. Let's see though it prints 0 for now, just to be sure it works. You never know. Okay, here we can see 0. Only 64 iterations, not bad. Yeah, though, this is the code I removed, and it's a loop. So it had to loop at least 64 times. Here, in the movement range, it definitely has to loop way less. And also, doesn't even run for enemies that don't move, like bosses. Or the final boss, let's say. So, get all tiles you can move to. We need to define the hazard severity. This code is not really what we need at this point. But we can take inspiration. Because every node has an hazard severity, which is how many hazards you need to walk on to reach it. To discourage walking on much problematic hazards. And we just need to get the hazard value here, which is really not complicated. I just need to check if there is an event on the tile. And if it is an hazard, like spikes. Let's see. X and Y is the coordinate of the node, so it's perfect. We need to check. First we need to get the hazards array. Then we need to check the ID of this specific tile. Long name, but as long as it's explicative. And we probably just need X and Y, right? Yeah, the coordinates are X and Y, easy. We get the ID of the event on this tile. Now we just check if hazard, the ID of the event in the array, is contained in the list of the hazards. Just to check if we spawned an hazard on this specific tile. If we don't, nice. If we do, we need to get the hazard value of the hazard. How much is dangerous? Luckily, we already have it right here. Spikes damage. No, wait. No, should be here. Which is fire 1. I forgot what it means. Oh, we can just get the... We can have it in a parameter, sure. Severity. We can have 5. Those are spikes. Okay. And we need first to check if it has this parameter. If the event has the parameter severity, we need to check the value. How do we check if an event has a value? Let me check again because I forgot. Game map events here. Perfect. Data map events, event ID meta. That's the code we needed. So, wait, we need first to check if it has the parameter. Wait, does this even work? I don't think this works, wait. Because data map refers to the map, the static map. So it doesn't count if we add events. So we need to do the other way. Which doesn't mean it's harder at all. So, the spikes has the event ID 2. That means it's saved in this parameter. So let hazard value. We move the code here. So here we get the type of hazard it's in the tile, which can be false. If it's not, we need to get the value. Should be a constant value. So const and how did I call it? Here. Hazard severity value array. Long names as always. And we store the severity of each hazard here. So the hazard of the event number 2, it's saved here. We will see later the rest. That means if we find the right spot, I didn't. Here. That means we need to if there is an actual hazard on that spot, we need to sum the value to the to set the current hazard as that value. Okay, so if the hazard is the event number 2, the type of hazard number 2, it adds the value stored in the index 2, the 5. And so the hazard severity will add the current hazard, which is not 0, it's 5. Just to be sure, we should add other zeros here. I should probably add check if it's undefined or not, but should work. And now it should print the hazard severity when choosing the move. Let's see. Not at the first round because there are no spikes. Here it's all 0. Now though it should... Here, okay, you see. Hazard severity 5, 10, 0 because all the spikes have value 5. Probably consider the step 1, 2, which has hazard severity 5 plus 5, so 10. Though, why does it repeat more than once? Oh well. Let's see later. Why did it consider to be hitting a target? I need to check later. So yeah, the enemy now has to hit the buttons. Still though, doesn't give priority to not pressing them. Though we know now, the game knows. That means we need to regulate the parameter. So where is it stored? Here. On the parameter 5. Okay, so now we go on the AI of the enemy. So we receive an array of all possible moves, or to be clear, all possible positionings for using a specific move, and we choose the best one, and then we confront it to the other moves. I think that would be a better way to cast every move in a single place, but I think it would be better to cast our moves in a single place, but for now we can do like this. So, also because it risks to cast only one move. So no. So what do? We sort the array. How do we sort it? We have the possible future array sort. We learned this last time, or 2 times ago. We sort based on 2 parameters, A and B. It's literally this. We sort them based on 2 parameters in a function. So we need to check multiple things in order. We need to check first if it's hitting any ally. We should call this. So we can make a function for it. So first we need to check. Well, now we have we are comparing 2 by 2, 1 by 1, or yeah, 2 by 2 every skill, and sort them based on a result. That means that we need to check first if they have differences. I need to check if which is it? Here, the parameter 4. If the parameter 4 is different, that means one should have priority over the other one, because one is hitting an ally, the other doesn't. Though we need also to be sure that that it's true that discriminates between allies and enemies. So if it's different and I should describe them better, maybe. Yeah, because this is the wrong way to define it. So, I received 3 parameters to describe the AI. First, the sort method, or more like... no, sort method is fine. Also, on ally target, if discriminates on ally target, and on hazard severity. Okay, that's the good way to describe it. So we can set them as true because it discriminates. So if it discriminates on ally target, that means since it's different, it's important, and we need to run it. And I don't think we need this. Yeah. So if all of this, we need to say the game or the enemy that if the move is targeting an ally, give it less priority, okay? So in this case, we end the discrimination between the two possible actions, and we say that the one the difference between the two is the result. So if, for example, if A does hit an ally and B doesn't, shouldn't it be opposite then? We see. Though here the difference tells the sort method in which order to put them. Not really sure if in which order or not, but we can invert it later. Second round, we need to check if this passes. Well, if this is equal, so if they, let's say, if two skills both don't hit at ally target, now we need to discriminate it based on how many hazards I need to step on to use the skill. So first, we should discriminate on this. Okay, and now we compare the hazard severity on the walk path, which is on the parameter 5. If those values are different, we need to return and say to order them based from the lowest one. How do I do from the lowest one? I forgot. Probably I did something on the lines of this parameter 3. I forgot how. No, wait, based on the parameter 2. So here, the difference is on the parameter 2. The parameter 2 saves the distance from the protagonist. So I can make a code that says if the enemy wants to be closer or further, changes the moves he will use. So here, if he wants to be closer, we have A minus B. That means the distance will be low, so yeah, it sorts them based on from the lowest to the highest. We want a similar thing to sort the damage he would take from the hazards from the lowest to the highest. So it's right having A minus B. Now, if all the moves, or the two moves don't hit an ally and the two moves have the same damage, so it wouldn't change, we need to discriminate based on a third factor, which is the I would call it behavior here. And the behavior just does something I minus B. So we can do type by type, right? If behavior is closer, we just return to give priority to the moves that will end up closer to the player. If instead the behavior is further, we do the opposite, B minus A. If neither of those work, we just return a random value. if none of those discriminate the two skills between each other, then it's random, of course. We don't need anything of the rest, right? Yeah. Go away. Now we simplified everything in those lines. We simplified all of this in those lines, which is not really a lot, but still something. Okay. Now, will it work? Good question. Let's see. For now it works. He didn't move, interesting. Yeah, because if he moved down, would be further away, and if he moved up or left, would step on a spike. So, seems to work. I forgot the behavior. Further. Let's see now what I do if I move away. Okay, it comes closer. Wait, I should make that enemy tries to come closer instead of not doing anything. I realize. Wait, okay, he tanks the damage. Tanks the damage and walks on spikes. Though unfortunately it's not programmed that... Well, it's impossible to completely run away from them. Right? Yeah, he will take a lot of damage from that. And also use the other skill. Okay, we should program that if the enemies are not in range, they will try to move closer anyway. Let's see. Yeah, because they stay on the spot and don't do anything. They should at least move closer. Wait, where did I program that? Here. Default move. This when what they... okay. I think I should save... I should save a value from the movement range, which is the closest without a hazard. Because the enemy needs to move towards the player. Where is stored the... Where do I store the movement? Should be here, right? Let's remember... Wait, usable skills... Okay. Let's see. Let's get the first skill and see better how it's structured. Wait. Closer. Here. Okay. The skill is like this. So the ID of the move. The last one is the event ID, which uses the move. And in the middle it's all the data. That's a lot of stuff actually. Am I sure it's right? Ah no, wait, there are two parameters, never mind. So the first one, I think I saved it somewhere, I'm sure. Where is it? Well, we don't need this anymore. Probably on enemy turn. Here, okay. So, the move ID, the information on targeting, tile info, XY, remaining steps, hazard value, step taken, which is an array, and distance from the player. We need this one. So 1,5. No, 1,0,5. We don't need anything else, right? Well, yeah, a hazard value maybe. Pam pam. Okay. The rest isn't that. Wait, why there are two parameters with equal value? Yeah, they're identical. Oh well, I'm not complaining. I'm not touching anything to avoid problems, okay? Some redundancy is fine sometimes. Okay. So we need to get those parameters. One, we can also get, yeah, 1, 2. On default move. Here. So we need to replace the movement. Oh, that's not super simple, right? Because we cannot just set a destination. We need... Yeah, we need to... We need to put here the movement range of a specific move. Oh, that's not easy. Wait. Let's take this problem one step at a time. First, we need to understand what we are getting, what we are trying to work on. So we need first to get all movements. To get the movement, but we already have the movement, right? Filter skill that can hit. Let's see. And returns all the usable skills based on the movement range. I think would be better to add an extra parameter here, which contains every contains the closest path to the player, or directly movement range here, so I can get every tile you can move to. Okay, we need to fix it a little though, because usable skills you get it as the first parameter. So return array here, and here let usable skills, we get the first parameter of that. Okay, and let path being the second part. So we get all the information we need here. Okay. So now we need to use this path to understand which is the closest path the player can move if the enemy cannot target it. Let's see. So all the information we need is here, stored in the movement range. Let's see what returns, because I forgot. Here. Returns an array of those parameters, x, y, the value, which is... what is the value? Okay, yeah, the distance from it. How many steps you need to take. Also hazard severity, the path taken, and the player distance. This is the parameter we need. So, we need to take value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need value 5 of it. Nice. Where was I? Here, okay. So we need a parameter 5 for each movement tile, only if there are no usable skills. So we need to find it. So we should sort. Yeah. Do I need to save the parameter somewhere? Let's see. Let's see again how array sort works. No. I don't need to save it to another anything. Nice. So, we sort an array. How did it work? I forgot. It's not simple. Okay. Here. Here. Array sort, parentheses, AB point to a function. Okay, I'm kinda almost barely getting the hang of it. So now, we sort the entire path array based on a parameter. The parameter being the distance from the player and the hazard severity. Where was the hazard severity? Here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's the third one. Let's note. Four is the path, and 5 is distance from player. Okay. So again, we sort based on those parameters. We can definitely copy it. Where? I'm lost. Enemy to an array should be around here. I simplified the code, but now it's so simplified I don't see it. Okay, here. Awesome. It's right above. It's right above here. I didn't see it. So again, first we sort based on the parameter 3. So we need to get closer to the player, but without taking too much damage. Here. And we return the one that takes less damage. If we have two paths that take less damage, we go on the second discrimination. We discriminate based on the distance from player. We want first the enemy to be safer. Should he get closer? There should be a mix of those, right? For now, let's see. And we discriminate based on that. If they are both identical again, we randomize those. Okay, seems simple. Now, we sort the path. And we need now to override the path here. Because this is basically the path of the event, which is taking. So we insert here the first value of the path sorted. I think I should avoid problems with array, right? I should do something like how it's called? The thing to avoid the array messing up with everything. Okay, structured clone. I still don't get it, but if it's to avoid problems with array, sure. Because arrays have the bad usance of starting to reference each other if you put an equal somewhere, anywhere. Okay, here. And it should be fine. So now, we injected the best movement inside this fake action. So then we will do nothing by getting closer to the player. Let's see if it works. Mayday, we have a problem. Weirdly enough, it's not a problem in the code. Why? Probably because this one has a problem. We should compare them. Maybe because there is a parameter here that we don't have, but usually it's not even needed. What is this parameter? Let me see. I forgot. Here. So move ID, information of targeting. Maybe I'm missing two of those. I don't know. No. And event ID of user. We have everything. Let's see again. Now we should log this after. No, it's fine. And we log the skill that is about to move, right? Yeah, okay. Or in this case, default move. So we can see the difference. We stay still because the first one can target us. Okay, and we have it. Path is this one. We need to compare it with the other one. Here. The first is undefined, but it's fine. So, where is the difference? Something is missing. 8. Wait, this one is a string. I don't think that's that. And this is the event ID casting the move. Yeah, definitely it's different here. Wait. Definitely different. Yeah, this is 2 arrays. Definitely the order is wrong. We shall see. So this is the array we are trying to copy. Let's see. Move ID, we have it. Then 1, the information of targeting. 2, the event ID of user. Okay, information of targeting. We have tile info and goes inside. And we have all the information about the tile. Wait. This is the... Yeah, this is the movement info. Then we need other parameters. The targeted tile info, relative. I don't think it might... 0, 0 probably? Let's see. So it's 0 is all the information of movement. The one is the distance, -2. Yeah, you see. It targeted 2 tiles on the left. We just need to put 0, 0 then. Then we have distance from player. And target himself, and I don't know the other two. We just set it up wrong. Yeah, you see. We forgot a whole new parameter inside. Okay, so. Where was I? Default move. The default move is kill ID. Do nothing. Then we have the information of the action, which contains with 0 the movement, which should be this one, information about the movement. Only then we have the second parameter, which is the target relative to the move, so himself, and the distance from the player. I don't know. I don't think it matters. Okay. I hope it doesn't create problems. Here, we set up a default move. Let's see again. I got it. Reasonable. Second one. And gets closer and does nothing. We did it, boys. Okay, now we dodge. We don't dodge again. And we do the super explosion. Wow. Why does the enemy health bar not move? Apart from not getting deleted. Why the move did not... why did the bar not move? Let me see again. Where is the button? Where is the button? I got scammed. This is not normal. Wait, now it didn't even work, this dodge. Wait, there is definitely something wrong. Super explosion, let's go. Yeah, problems with targeting other events. Let me see again the thing of the buttons. Ah, no, okay, the other didn't let me dodge because he was out of range. Yeah. Sometimes the button doesn't appear though. And super explosion! Wow! Yeah, that was easy. Okay, I got a little taken away. It's fine. Okay. Now. Do we need to fix something? Well, yeah, a lot. The health bar. But actually that's simple. We can do it out of stream. The thing is, even if I don't hit anything... okay, here. The physical hit animation only appears here. I think it's still wrong. Okay, yeah, this one needs to hit the target of our move. But doesn't show the... okay, yeah, okay, doesn't play the... no, it still checks the screen though. Why does it check the screen? The animation should be even if I miss. Let's see, we hit someone, so... let's see. Let's see what this value contains. And also, let's remind what we are checking. Here's our debug tool, and here. It's containing 2 empty values, which is not what I was asking for, but yeah, I realized I got it wrong. So, yeah, because now the thing doesn't return a single value. It returns 2 parameters. Let's see. It returns a target we hit and target we kill. So we need to check each of them. First, we need to check if we hit more than 1. If we do, we check if we kill someone more than 0. After that, I think it should be fine. Let's see. Yeah, okay. The animation is still there, but it needs to change position. Again, we need an event to focus, to center it. I think we can do it. So we should have an event to reference the attack. We can use event 3 here. It's actually useless. So we can have a picture for now. And we move the event 3, which will be permanent in every map. In every map we will move the target 3 to have as a focus for the attack, for the animation. We need to move it on specific coordinates though. But those are the coordinates of our attack target, right? So should be... Well, we need to get those... Or... where do I set up the values? Where do I save them? Let's see. The target is at... What is current chords? Ah, okay. Those are the tiles we are targeting. Though this is defined elsewhere. Okay, this is all the formula that draws everything. We should definitely store the... Well, when we launch the move, we should save on a variable those information. So, those are the coordinates. So we need just to save those. Let's see. Which value should we use? I think we have it, right? The x2, y2. 7, 8. We set the 7 as an x. Wait, color, we are in the wrong section though. Let's move it elsewhere. So, where is it? When we draw the thing, wait, is it inside here even? No, it's, let's see. Here. Draw area effect after check. Here. Here I move the stuff to show the target, and only when I confirm... Wait. When I confirm... Here. I break the loop and I go here. Yeah, determine targets, we got it. Let's see. Here we should have the... No, something is wrong. Where is define targeted tiles all? Only here. So yeah, here when I color target tiles, I should save the parameter. The section was right then. I don't know, feels like it's not it's not done optimally, but again, who cares? As long as it works. Okay, here we set the parameters on variable 7 and 8. That means we need to move the event on which to play the animation on those exact coordinates. And then move it away. Let's see. For now it should be visible, but let's see later. Yeah, here, you see, we have the target animation. We just need to make it invisible. Here, now we have an animation on the right tile we are targeting. See? Perfect, we have it! Okay, we just have a little problem. We have only a single animation. But that's simple to solve, because now every skill should have an animation. So... animation. For the basic attack, it's the first animation, of course. Where is it? Animations. Here. It's physical. We should have the claw eyes. 19 for the other skill. 19 was it? Yeah. And the explosion is required, okay? Not the one I want. Now we are talking. 107. Okay, now though this parameter is not read anywhere, we need to solve it. And most of all, we need to have the animation not being chosen here. It needs to be chosen from a parameter. Now I realize I called it target. Okay, so how do I use a script call in a way that I can call a different animation when I want? Good question. Let's see, animation. Here, character request animation ID. This set weight mode animation. Sounds simple enough. Let me copy. Okay, so instead of doing this, we do this. What the hell did I copy? Come on. I just want to copy a single thing. I just want this. Okay. So the event is always number 3. And I want the... No, wait. I need to say which character. Let's see. Game up event ID. Easy. Okay, oh, you can also do on the followers. Cool. GameUp.event ID. Okay. Let's see if it's right. GameUp. I should have copied. GameUp event ID. Sounds right. Request animation. Let's go with number 4 for now. And see if it works. Request animation not a function. Did I write it wrong? Character GameUp event 1 dot request. Sounds right to me. GameUp events maybe? No. GameUp event 3 dot request animation. I don't get what's wrong. GameUp dot event. Ooh. I don't know. Maybe we can parameterize as it does, but I know it's not the relevant difference. Doesn't sound right, but let's see. Yeah, definitely. Not a function. I should use the other way. What was it? Data map. Data map events. Which this one refers to the static map of the game, but as long as it works, right? Should be event 3. Come on. How the hell do I request an animation? It can't be that hard, right? Let's ask a Google, sure. I think this is what we need. Not really, maybe. Here. Oh, here, not working, even better. Try a script command, game temp. It doesn't tell. Ah, okay, wait. Oh, maybe I was checking the wrong section. Oh, doesn't seem like so. Weird. Well, maybe it's different from MVMZ. I can use it in the move route. Oh. Makes sense. Wait. It uses two parameters. Maybe that's the difference between... maybe it's the difference between MVMZ. I vaguely remember something of the sort. Let's see. Movement route of the target. What we call the script. Animation 5. Should be fine, right? I knew it. Well, no, actually I was hoping. But not enough. What is this character 0? Can I just have this? Or it's not this easy. Target's not iterable. Well, your face is not iterable, okay? Maybe there are different ways to call it. I don't want Visustello, okay? Here. Why cannot it be easy? Well, you know what? Screw it. We can do it the hard way. Here. Common event. We make a new event. 30. Which is... run freaking... smaller caps. Let's not get upset. Run freaking animation. Damn it. Okay, we need to be reasonable here. So what does it do? Well, first we should move everything there. Here. And we do the stuff. We move the target on the coordinates. We remove it back, and in the middle we do the animation. You wonder, how do we know which animation to do? We saw that the script is not working. Well, it's relatively simple. We do case by case. Well, first we need to remember which animation ID we have. For that we need to get information about the move, right? Player action. Where do I choose the move? Here. The move chosen is on the variable 23. So. We can just do this. We check variable 23. And based on the skill, based on the value, we run a different animation. I think it's fine. So if the skill is the basic attack, the 2, show animation on the target physical hit. If it's 2, the swipe, we have, let's say, the slash ice. If it's the super explosion, of course, we have big fire time. Okay, we should also go for the enemy skills maybe. But these... those are different, because it's on enemy turn. We'll see. So, first. Why the animation is wrong? Let's see the other move. Didn't even have an animation. Maybe the ID is wrong. 2 and 3. Did I put 1 and 2? Yeah, okay. I messed up the numbers. Okay, so basic attack. Perfect. What about the explosion? Boom! Baby! Dead. I love when it happens. Okay. With animation slightly hard-coded, but again, who cares? It's not a long game. We can manage some of those here. Okay, we should work on the enemy one. We are here 1 hour and something. We can manage to do something of the sort. First, we need to check if it's the player turn. If it is, then yeah, all of these counts. If it's not, we just run an animation on the player. Based on the enemy skill, but we can do it later. So, enemy turn. The enemy skill where is saved on variable 52. Enemy current move. So based on the variable, let's see. For now, the enemy only has which skills? 8 and 9 maybe. Let's go. Skill 8. Hit, fire. 9 we do pierce effect, sure. Now though the enemy doesn't ever play that. Because here only when I miss the dodge here enemy turn. Where is it? Here the enemy moves, does the dodge mechanic. Maybe here, in the dodge mechanic, if I fail. Yeah, here. Common event, fail dodge. Ah, okay, it's a common event, pretty convenient. So here there's the animation. We should also play it. Is there a wait? Yeah. So, here. Let's see if it works. First we need to get it. We should really reduce the enemy timer count. I need to get hit, so let's wait. Let's go. Patience is a virtue. Come on, run faster! There was an animation. Why? Maybe the move ID is wrong. Let's see. Here. 27 was it? No. 52. That's a lot down here. 8. So yeah, I should have an animation. Player hit fire. Wait, why there is no fire? Where's my fire? Where's the burning grounds? Yeah, definitely not a fire animation anywhere. Let's see. Player animation. Enemy turn animation. I think this will be pretty self-explanatory, right? Explosion! Oh, okay. Let's see the enemy. Be patient. Enemy turn animation, yeah. Why doesn't it work? Should be on parameter 52. 52, right? Yeah. If it's 8, which is... there should be animation of fire on the player. Why it's not running? Since I'm here, I should reduce the timer. Where is it? Oh, come on. Where do I set the timer for this? Probably here. Where do I set the timer? I completely forgot. Here, probably. 500 is too much. 100 is not enough, but that will suffice for our experiment. Let's go, Goblin. Okay, way less than necessary. And we have a raid. Hello, fancy Master Lead. Thanks for the raid a lot. How it's going? Yo, hello, Mayendra. Ooh. I suppose that explains something. How it's going? What were you doing? Hello there. Thanks a lot for the raid again. Other RPG Maker developers, maybe? Let me hypothesize this. We are working here on a battle system which is probably a little too complex for my standards. But it's going out decently. We are working now on the player animation, which, as always, doesn't run. Oh, okay, that's the issue. It doesn't run right there. I am not guilty. Oh, really? Okay, for a moment I thought there were some instances of suggestions. I was setting my computer on fire. Oh, that's cool. Basically. So you played a very needy game, right? Looks really cool. Thanks. Thanks. It really requires extra effort though to have something playable here though. But it's not like I wanted to shoot high. I just wanted to make a game of an idea I had. Where the main core part is still need to be programmed, but it needs some basis. Oh, thanks for the lurk, no worries. I always appreciate anything, really. Really. Yeah, please get up on the chair, I should as well. After the streaming though. Just want to say hi. Oh, thanks, I appreciate it. Hi again. Okay, we determine here there's a problem. Enemy current move. You know what? Maybe the enemy current move is not an 8. Because we see from the game code it's an 8, but maybe it's not really an 8. It's an array an 8 contained inside something else. I don't know. It's weird programming every time. Oh, Stoic, thanks a lot for the follow. I really like that. If that was a Twitter post, I would like it. Sorry, that came out of the blue. So what we want to do is... This is the animation for damage. But it's not considered 8. This 8 is not an 8. Okay, now I get why. You see, I cannot change the value. I can change those values, not this one. Because this is not truly an 8. It's a fake 8. It's a sus 8. It's a 8 Among Us, I would say. In my modest experience. Also, it's covered by the chat here. It's the 8. And we couldn't move, then... It's a string, maybe. We need to see what the number is exactly. So. We should see exactly from the console what it is. 52, was it? Yeah, okay. The console never lies. Let's see. Console, I summon your power. Okay, tell more. Oh, come on. I messed up the term. Game variables. Come on, friend. Come here and do your moves. Show me your moves. Hit. And here, 8. It's lying. This cannot be an 8. Game variables. Value. 100. No, wait. Was it 40? 52. Ah, okay. Here. We have the culprit. 8 shouldn't have those things around it. This 8 here is freaking sus because shouldn't have those whatever they are called around it. That means it's not a number, it's a letter. It's a string. So yeah, no, let's eject this one. Get out of here. Okay, we need to fix it. How do we fix it? We can do this. Well, first we can do here. We can convert the value to an integer. So we save the same variable on itself after converting it. Okay, we convert it to a number. And we update the value. This should do, please. Yes! It works. The wait animation maybe is too long though, but it works. The important part is this. Let's see. Dodge mechanic. At the end, you fail dodge. Here you fail dodge, run the animation. I shouldn't run the flash, right? Or we can run the flash without stopping the game, right? Way better. Ah! A generic appears! Generic because jumpscare, nice! We are programming here the animations after getting hit. Which, well, it works. The important part is it works. Oh, they're in line. Wanna see a cool animation right now? Like the super explosion! Boom! We win. That was surprisingly easy. Well, okay, because it was a debug move, but apart from that. Okay, the animation works. We should probably remove all the dialogues just to say what we are doing, but I don't remember where. Eventually it will be removed, okay? Awesome, yeah. Because I love explosions. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so there is the win condition. Oh, what do we need? We need still a lot of things. I think we could start working on the dodges, the core of the game, because the game functions for now. Did I check if the enemy avoids spikes? I think I did. Because this attack spawns spikes. Not every attack will spawn stuff, otherwise it will get messy right away. We should fix maybe the targeting, because it's definitely messed up. First, let's see if... yeah, the enemy totally avoids. Hey, what where are you going? You're not supposed to go out of bounds, you know. Okay. That's something I didn't consider. The movement needs to be inside of bounds. Oh, why is it a thing though? Ah! Wait, it needs to return back though, if I fail the dodge. Let's see, the enemy is programmed to be further or closer. Let's see, enemy AI should move further. Okay, so if I get closer, we can see what it does. Also, the zoom kinda messes up. Ah, we see. So this goes further away. And this one, where does it go? Okay, it still moves there, which is kinda illegal. But maybe I messed up with an equal sign. Let's see. Enemy turn AI? No, more like movement data, right? Get all tiles you can move to. Yeah, maybe. Nodes. Maybe the arena limit is wrong. Let's go with this. We can just call this function to see if we are right or not. So we just call this and see if we are right. So if I call 3 and 4, it will tell us if it's inside the arena. Probably not. False here. Because it's 3, 4. Now we see 8, 8. Should be false. True? Okay, we got the issue. It considers the last line inside the arena. Probably because shenanigans of less than equal, or instead of equal, or the opposite. Let's see. It's defined here. If x is more or equal than the start of the arena, and less than equal of the arena end, it's inside. I think it should be less. Strictly less. We can check it with this tile, maybe? 12, 5. Because it would be weird to be only... True, okay, yeah. So it's inside the arena. Wrong again. So here we remove the equal condition and it's like removing one tile in each direction. Now, the enemies cannot walk anymore on the sides. The player can, but will be fixed later with bounds. Okay, we can remove some of those probably. Here. So. What do we need now? Apart from a lot of things. Maybe we should fix the targeting. Because, let me show. Here. This is the targeting. It seems to work, but the moment I try to go outside, it disappears. Completely disappears. Which is definitely not what we want. The problem is I did this some time ago. Well, last week. And the programming was not the best. Let's see. It works, again, as a mix of event and code. Is here. It's a loop. In the loop, I check if I press any movement button. And by calling draw area after check, I move that in the direction I pressed. Go away. Okay, here I draw it. I get the button pressed from the variable 24. Here. And I need to check if the next tile is targetable. Let's see. I get here the direction I'm moving it towards. It's getting referenced here. And I'm getting the tile in that direction. Okay, so this gets the next tile from a coordinate 1 and 2 based on the direction, this one. So the next targeted tile, okay, this is the problem. This doesn't check if the next targeted tile is inside the range. We need to do a check. We need to run a check. How do we run it? Hey, there's a lot of people. Hello, Riggy. 2K3. I wonder what to use. Hey, Waldorf. Hello, yo. How it's going? We are trying to fix a targeting overshoot. Yeah, I can show it here. I don't need the test. The targeting can go out of the target here and just disappear. Also, we should program the undo the skill. There should be an option to undo and choose a different skill before confirming it. My target went away. And we never come back. Because it selects the next tile without checking if it's valid. Loving what you're building. Oh, thanks. I'm very happy as well, but I feel like I'm still getting started because I'm only working on the base. Every time I have a hard time to explain what the game is about, but yeah, I just need to build something on top of the game. Well, there is already the movement function when you get targeted, but I feel like that's only a small percentage of it. Though I feel like there will be more work to do, but hopefully I can find my time and complete it before the deadline. Who knows? That's why I need determination. Let's see. Here it updates the next value. Wait, though it doesn't check here if it's valid, but it does here. Ah, no, wait. Wait, it does the check before updating the tile. It's like saying, oh yeah, the target is this far, then updates the target and never checks again. That's wrong. How many times is called? Only those two, so I can definitely remove this one here. I got the wrong priority. Okay, now it should work flawlessly. Let's see. Ah, it's the same. It's the freaking same. Where is this defined? Here. What's wrong here? Declare. Ah, yeah, because I'm overriding it. Never mind. Okay. So, why doesn't it work here? What is the range? The range is the range of the skill. Ah, maybe because... I don't know, it's 0? The basic attack has range 1. Should be right. Or I touch the tile, but that's not what happens. We should see. Let's see what the value says. What does the value say? Here. We move. Go with the mouse, don't drift, please. 1, 0, it's a distance. 0, 1, 2, yeah, 2, it's wrong. It shouldn't be 2. Because the range is 2. No, the range is 1. Let's see again. Yeah, the range is 1. So when it's 2, this condition is wrong. Unless touch tile is true, which I don't think it is, but let's see. Unless I don't set it for... No, I think it can't. It can't, right? Yeah, it's false. Then I don't get it. Target distance is 2. Range is 1. So it's not less. It still runs. Let's see again. Okay. Just be calm and express the rage in the testing section, okay? It still runs indeed. Well, now it runs, makes sense. Now it doesn't. But it still disappears. Ah, okay, I get why. Because before I delete it, right? Where is it? Here. Here I clean. I should remove it only after then. After I'm sure. Here. Okay, that should be it, right? What is this? The distance and calculates the next tile. Okay, why didn't I put everything in the right section? It's beyond me, but let's see. Yeah, perfect. It works. Let's see with the other skill, but should work flawlessly now. Okay. Or we can do like this. Boom! I missed. Oh well. There are some leftovers here, but can be fixed later. The other thing I want to fix is... I forgot. What did I want to fix? Apart from, well, a lot of things. I don't remember. It will definitely come up later. So first, I think I wanted to rework is the dodge, the simple dodge, because for now the simple dodge, let's see it. Simple dodge on the spikes is here. Dodge now and the bar starts. If you have a good rhythm, you can dodge a lot of those. I want it a little more unpredictable and reasonable. Because, well, apart from if you do much, it will start to bug out. Also, you can just spam the button and you cannot lose. Well, maybe after some time that the time left is almost yeah, you can see I'm about to lose. Here. Ouch. Double damage. So, what I wanted to do is make it less easy. Just the player will not be able to spam the button and win. I want a text that appears and says dodge at spike. There's a wait, and when you hear the sound of the spike, then you need to dodge. For that we may need... For that we may need an extra event. Because unfortunately I cannot control each of them individually. We will go with event 4. Which we'll have... First it's below character but above the other one, hopefully. And we'll have 3 pages. Let's say... Hazard animation here. So with 1 it will be slightly up. And with 2 it will be completely up. I want to start like this. There is a wait. And suddenly it will go slightly out. And you need to dodge at this moment. And then, if you don't dodge in time, it will come out completely. So it's the event 4. We need to spawn it on the player. Oh, Octopath music. Nice. So, it's here on simple dodge. We need to change it. Where is it? We need to change something. First, this is the text that doesn't appear. This is the picture. Stops the timer. Right? No, here starts the timer. I would say I would keep the timer, but it only starts after a certain wait. So we'll put a loop before to wait before the player needs to press anything. Like, how to say, a reaction. We test the player reaction. At the start will be easy, but more time you dodge, more harder it will become. So first we need to put a wait. And the wait will be random. So, let's go. We should store it in a variable. Yeah. Wait for dodge is mat_random, which we go between 0 and 1. So we should multiply it by a parameter. Let's say 3 seconds. Let's go. Which is it in milliseconds? No, should be in game frames. So 180. This is the maximum time to wait. I don't want it to be linear though. I want it to stay in the middle. Like the median is 1.5 seconds. So if I multiply by 2 mat_randoms, what will I get? I won't get the right values because it will tend to 0 this. How do I even out those? I don't remember how to do it. There is definitely an easier way. How do I even out to mat_random? Maybe I sum 0.5 to each of them and I don't know. For now, let's keep it random between 3 seconds. We can give it a little less then. And we save the value. On which variable? I don't know. Let's see. Here, wait before dodge. Suspense. Variable 55. And we set the value we determined here. We need to set a floor so we can get a whole value. Okay. We set the values, and now in the loop we wait 1 frame each time, and each time we decrease the wait before the suspend, the dodge, by 1. So when it reaches 0, or less at this point, sure, to avoid problems. When it reaches 0 or less, it will break the loop and start with the actual dodge. In change, we should reduce drastically the reaction time for it. Okay. Now, this is the wait before, but there is still no punishment for spamming the button. We can fix it after checking if it works. Okay, here, we need some sounds here. Ooh, combo, I got comboed. So. Should be nice to let the player off the hook if it gets hit twice by the same spike trap. We'll see. First, for starters, we can make it a little more bearable. Okay. And here. Before the suspense, we need to play a sound when it starts. I would say iron. Ah, we don't have iron. Steel, maybe. There was a sound of the sword, yeah. Here it is. I think this is fine. And this will start moving the spike outside. And when you dodge or when you don't dodge, regardless, the spikes will go out to do the animation. We should add more comments here. Dodge listener. So here, if you press a button, you press a button to dodge. Okay. I should have a dodge listener even here, to see if I dodge too early. Let's see a dodge listener what it does. Okay, yeah, if you dodge, you go in those ways. Though it's wrong. Because you need to dodge on the exact timer. Never mind, we can do this. Check if you pressed any button. Too early. Okay. If you press too early, I don't know what happens. Hoping it doesn't cause bugs, but that's what we are here for. To check if there are bugs after doing our stuff. So, before though, we need to check to finish the hazard animation. To make the spikes fully come out. I would say when you break the loop, right? Yeah. Here you dodge, but if you don't... Oh. There's an air condition here. Regardless if you dodge or not, there should be the spikes coming out. Okay, the problem is the vent is here in a different map. How do we see it? We need to spawn it on top of the player. Because unfortunately I can't use the other one because it's impossible to regulate. Very hard to regulate itself. So we need to remember how to spawn items. Here, spawn hazards. Galv, spawn, event ID to spawn, blah blah blah. Okay, we have it. So, let's spawn the item to run the animation on top of the player. We can spawn it here. So, event ID to spawn, it's the 4. On the coordinates, player X, player Y. Is it already defined? Let's ask our friend. Player coordinates. X? That's too many X's. And player X, right? Aha! Here it is. Easy, game player dot X. Super simple. Same with the Y. Why, you ask? Why not? Okay. And goes there. Oh, I forgot about the true. The true should be if it's permanent. If I remember correctly, the button is not permanent. I would say false. No, wait, it's... How do we remove a single event? I think it's not convenient though. Let's see. Yeah. That's not easy to remove a single event. Wait, unspawn event code. Event code is a unspawn. That's not intuitive. I think I'll do the laziest way, right? We will have it in every single map now. Event number 5 we can have. Or 4. 4 is always fine, also fine. Okay, code 4. Now we move the event 4 on the player coordinates. We don't need to spawn it or anything else. So we spawn the event 4 on the coordinates of the player. Okay, we don't need anything else, right? Let's see if it works. Later we need to remove it, but for now, let's see. Come here, good boy, and now... Oh, it appears below. Oof. That's problematic. Yeah, because this is event 4. The other spikes spawn as event above 4. How do I solve it? I needed to spawn... I have an idea. I can make every spike below a characters. Meanwhile, this will be the same level. Which will have some priority, right? Maybe it will be above the character though. That's not what I want. Let's see. No, it's fine, it's fine. Why does it still appear... Apart from being... No, maybe this problem is because I don't remove it, but doesn't feel it's working. If only I could access the values of the singular spikes. I could make it for all the spikes, but wait, maybe there is a way to interact with the spawned items, right? Let's see. Game self switch set value, maybe? No, because I don't think it's possible. Let me try. So, for example, if I want the new page to have a different picture, let's see if it works. Spawn hazards. Here, I spawn an hazard, and we try to set its ID at its self switch to A. Oh, I feel like I'm missing a parameter here. Yeah, I do. Wait. Ah, okay, yeah. I think this will return an error, but if it works, that's a huge discovery. Let's see. Please work. Oh! It actually works! Hello, Rosa, how is it going? Okay, that's huge. Okay, maybe before it didn't work because I was referencing the game data, which is static, which is the original map. So this is a completely different story. Now we can work with relative ease. We don't need this anymore. Okay. Instead, we want the first self switch to be like this, and the second one to be like this. And now we need to activate them based on the trigger here, instead of hazard animation, which we don't need anymore. Remove this, and remove after. Okay, so first, we don't need to move an eventer, we just need to activate the parameter of the event. Can I paste? No, not you. Okay. We just need to activate the switch A of this on the spike we are trying to dodge. Which is the event ID though? Good question. We need to check the event ID of what we are on top of. Which shouldn't be that hard. Let's see. So, how did I call it? XY. Okay. Here, this returns the ID of the event we are on top of. So, game player X and game player Y. And now it should directly interact with the spikes we are on. And after, they completely go out. We need to deactivate it at the end, though. Let's see where is the end. Where is the damage? Here, failed dodge. Okay. Should be... Where is the end? Station fix, it blocks the player, removes the animation. I would say it's safe to do it here. We set now it to false. So the animation is reverted back. Oh wait, we have a problem. Because the player dodged. That means the player coordinates are different now. So we need to save it. Even more. We should deactivate it before dodging again. This one is instantaneous though. There should be a wait here. A small one. And then revert the changes. Not based on those coordinates though. We need to save the parameter. So. Event to dodge ID. Again, long name, so I won't create duplicates. We saved the value and now we use it here. Okay. Should be fine. Let's see. After this we may go dine. Oh, why are they out? Why did the button change? Okay, everything is wrong here. What's wrong? I get the coordinates of the player. We get the event which the player is on. Wait, did I still not remove the thing? Oh. This is if I kill an enemy, so no. There's nothing that is wrong. Why every switch then? Why every one of those got activated? Because not the... Ah, they start activated. That's not right. They start with a switch? No. That's impossible. Oh, hello Dart. Welcome to the stream. We are trying to make an animation for when you dodge the spikes below you. Though it's weird because, well, since I spawned the spikes out of nowhere, I have no way to keep control on them. Weird that the spikes spawn like this. And weirdly enough, it's the button that... Ah, those spikes went up though. The spikes though start like this. Let's see if I go here. They don't go up. Also, those went up. Yeah, everything is wrong here. Well, at least the game over is working. Let's see. First. Maybe the self switch is activated elsewhere, but I would be very confused if that's the case. Yeah, it starts with the switch activated. That's wrong. That's definitely wrong. They spawn with the self switch A activated. We can change the numbers here. Though I don't know why. Well, We can ignore this method though, it's not really that relevant. Which can use other parameters, though I'm confused because that means I activated it elsewhere. I'm trying to make a roguelite type game. Ah, roguelike. Yeah, those are not simple to make. But, well, every game is not simple to make after all. Suggestion for items? I don't know. It depends on the type of ambience you want, the type of style, of course. Let's see. Okay, the spikes are not wrong. Still, the button is the wrong spikes are activated. The spikes I dodge on are activated. And they are not deactivated afterwards. Okay, here. Ah, wait! This is wrong. No, wait. Is it? No, wait. It's not. Why do I get a different parameter, though? Let's see again. Fortunately, we cannot see very well, but we can try. So go here. Now, here. It didn't activate. Okay, yeah, something is definitely not working. It activates another different thing. Why? It activated another thing. But I explicitly said here to wait, the C? Oh. I messed up the order of operations. Right? Here, event hazard to dodge needs to be defined before. So why does not procure any error? Weird. First I'm gonna do weather tail. I'm gonna do fishing. What do you mean? You have a fishing mini game? Every game should have a fishing mini game, maybe. Wait, so this is not needed then. Maybe I was setting up the wrong parameters. Because it's weird it didn't crash before. Because I definitely had a parameter that was not defined. Where is the button? There is no button. There's a mistake there. Oh well. I can spot it later. Why the buttons are not spawning anymore? Okay. This is working though. The spike should go below though. Let's see. Why didn't the spike go down? The spike should deactivate. It runs this, and after this it runs this. The spike should definitely deactivate. Why? I'm very confused by a lot of things. But also, why the buttons are not spawning now? I'm going to do a fishing minigame, but it's not a fishing minigame. Oh. That's interesting. I recently also did a fishing minigame as a extra thing though. Sooner or later, yeah, we need to do one, probably. Yeah, why does only one reset? Why does only one disappear? I'm getting very comboed. Wait, the second spike shouldn't activate twice. B will make adventure mode where you need to eat. Adventure mode sounds like survival then, if you need to eat and fish. Well, depends on the type of game though. And fishing is one of the things you can get food from. Well, I get it, okay. As long as it's not as real fishing, because real fishing is kind of boring. Depends on how games try to implement the feeling inside. Okay, Mr. Spike. Why do you not retract? Or only the last one? We should try with a sequence of spikes. Let me try. We need one extra experiment to understand the problem. Only the last one resets. And it triggers twice for some reason. And it did not trigger now. I am very confused. They do not retract. Maybe the hazard event to dodge ID is wrong. Let's see. We print it here and we print it here. And we see if there's any difference. I hate coding AI. Well, luckily here I didn't have to code a lot of AI. I just needed to sort some values from the most convenient to the least convenient. So it's not really moving real AI. Or at least I took a side road for it to make it too much complicated. Or complicated in other sides and not AI. Though luckily now I probably kinda did that part. And now I need to program why the spikes are not animating well. So. This one I press and then. I dodged. The first value didn't appear though. Wait. Clean those. Animation 1. And here we print even here, sure. I need to see where the problem is. We say define event. Yo. Okay, so maybe now, apart from having a yo in the code, we can see where the problem stands. So button spawns 5. No, not this one. Okay, loops. Next one. So here. Define event yo 16. Animation 1 16. I dodged, but it didn't disappear. Also, it's the second dodge and it didn't define another one. Oh no, never mind. Define animation. Define animation and clean only the last one. Why the clean doesn't start? It should, not here. It should run the clean after this stuff. So, animation 1, this stuff doesn't... probably I jump somewhere, right? Yeah, I jumped to a lab. Okay, here. I jumped to a lab. Okay, I get the problem. Well, I should just run it even here, right? Now I should clean it in every direction I dodge towards. Ah, the bat. Oh well. Let's see, now it should work. It goes away, yeah. It goes away. Awesome. Awesome. I don't get why it runs twice. They combo me to death. Well, it's a thing I will probably fix later. Things to do is undo, I think it's already here. Undo move. And why the spikes hit twice now? Before they didn't. Well, I will check later. Probably after I end the movement, it counts as a new check. I don't know. But I think it's enough for today. We did well more than 2 hours. So, we will continue the next Monday. If I don't have anything else to do. I think I'm fine. Out of stream, I will probably try to do something for the story or the anything. And this stream, we need to program something for the story. Not story, more like a flow of the game. But firstly, we need to fix all the battles, okay? It's still not over. Okay, then. I think that's everything. Let's see. Food to raid. It could go to file key. Or we can go to Meow, it's their anniversary. Let's go. Okay, here we are. So again, we will continue developing next Monday at the same hour. Tomorrow and Sunday we are playing other games. Tomorrow we finish Eragon for Game Boy, hopefully. And Sunday we continue Katawa Shoujo. That's everything for today. I appreciate a lot you for coming by. And we'll see ya whenever happens.